What's up, everybody? Spare with a Gun here from Sleepless Nights with another episode on Kerbal Space Program. When we left off, we had attempted, with relatively horrible results, to get to Duna. To get to Duna to rescue our fellow Kerbal. Now, a couple of things have happened since the course of that episode. A couple of people had mentioned that we don't need a full, what do you call this, command pod, that we could actually use a seat and just stick it somewhere. Unfortunately, I don't have those. I looked. Because I was kind of like, oh yeah, that's true, I could just fly by and pick him up. But we don't actually have those, which kind of stinks. The other big thing is that a couple of people had recommended to watch Scott Manley's videos on some of the stuff that he does, which I'm going to point out right now, he's amazing. Dude's crazy. I've seen a handful of his videos. Every single one of them impressed me as far as the rocket design, how far he can go with what little he does. Like, dude's amazing at this stuff. I play this for fun, not because I'm good at it. I usually end up having more fun screwing around than I do actually, you know, successfully doing things right in this game. But so I was watching a few of his videos, and it amazed me that in one of his videos he makes it to Minmus on... where is it? Is it this one? Wait, no, that's a big one. Where's the small tank? There's a really tiny fuel tank. 14360. Maybe this is the first one. 360. Is it this one? There it is. He makes it to Minmus on this one fuel tank. And like a jet engine, which was amazing, but it also got me thinking that we really are only sending this up and back. We're really not needing to send like a whole science lab or a base. So what could we use to make the ship lighter and effectively, you know, get it there faster? So that's what we're going to work on. I've named this one the Ike-Lander Mark III. Actually, that's not right, but I don't care. We're going to go with it anyway. Now, I am keeping all the science-related stuff because we can pick up more science on Duna. We already have the science from Ike stored, but we can actually get more science when we land on Duna if we've got new equipment. So I'm bringing more stuff. So what I'm wanting to do here is, I've never used these basic jet engines, but the benefit to them, from what I understand, is they use less liquid fuel and they use an intake instead of an oxidizer, right? So we can use these jet fuel, which mass 0.9 for 150 fuel. And do I have a 150 tank? 45, 90. So this is, so a 90 fuel tank and the oxidizer for liquid fuel is 1.125 mass, right? But a jet fuel that only has the liquid fuel can hold 150 at 0.9. So you get more fuel because you're not using an oxidizer. At least that's how I understand it. Now, Duna has a very thin atmosphere, so we could, in theory, and again, a lot of this is theoretical. I've never actually attempted this kind of stuff before, but we're going to try it today. I don't know if I'll actually get to launching the ship or not. And you do need air intakes for jet engines, because there is no oxidizer, so that's important. I do know that part. I got that part. We're gonna put the landing legs. Let's do 4. Why are you not able to go there? Why are you being weird? That should be okay. Yeah, that'll be okay there. Now, unfortunately, this isn't going to be enough. actually, so let me take these back off, because the problem is when we get out to space, we don't need something with a ton of thrust. We just need something light. So I'll probably use these, because I think these are the lightest that I have. They also go the slowest at 20 thrust, but it also means we won't need... It'll take us longer to get somewhere, but we'll be more fuel efficient, is essentially the thing. We need this section to get back off of Duna without using a thruster kind of thing. So let's keep this, but move it. Because the final stage is really just going to be... that's 0.45. Let's do... Ooh. That's a little larger than I wanted. What? Something like this? Or maybe one of these? I am trying to think... I'm trying to compensate because we are going to Duna. I mean, we're not going to Minmus or a moon place that's within the same orbit as Kerbin. We are trying to get to another planet, so it is far away. And I've never attempted to do one with as small as possible engine before, or thruster or whatever. Try to keep everything to a minimal. That's 0.15. Or 1125 actually. What is this one? Monopropellant. And the monopropellant is done from controls, but these have very minimal thrust. Yeah, thruster power's 1. So, technically speaking, I suppose you could use it on monopropellant if there's no atmosphere, but it would be a while. We may even bring some of these boosters, actually. These are pretty cheap. We might use these to get everything going. We'll have to see how our monies are doing at the end of building this thing. So these have the same mass, they're just a different diameter. Let's go with this, I guess. Although that makes it more top-heavy. What about... That's a total of 360. I just don't know if that'll be enough fuel or not. Okay. Let's just go ahead and stick one of these on here. And let's put... Yeah, that doesn't look bad. We'll try that. There's a lot to this game that I really have to admit I haven't delved into that much. I haven't really done a very good job of... Oh, I just realized if I put this down here... Oh, never thought about that. Okay, I could do that. Maybe. Actually... Does this have fuel in it? Output full power electric charge. No. Maybe. Yeah, see, I don't have some of the parts that you would if you were working with the, creative mode and stuff either. Let's do... what I'm thinking is, if I need that jet engine section, like say it's this, right? If I put that down there, I'm wondering if that makes it too tall to land, that it'll end up, you know, being weird. That's what I really want to make this smaller, to make it easier to land. So tell you what, we're gonna go ahead and put a different decoupler here. Whoops, I need an adapter, I guess. This is the right one. There we go. So I'll put this here, this here. Now let's go ahead and use this one, because this is the same amount of fuel as this, but it's just a different shape. And it'll keep things in a bit of a smaller stature. And we'll put our thrusters there. Okay. Okay, so assuming this is the last stage, what I will need now are radial decouplers, I think. I don't really think I need that many. Let's just do 2 and see how that works. And can I put these here? Will they fit? Yes, they will. Okay, that's good. I think that's good. Put 2 thrusters there. We'll put those on there. Oh, and intakes. I need intakes to make sure that. So let's put intakes on the side. Okay. So this is going to be what we end up landing on Duna, I hope. And then these will get us out of the atmosphere. We'll jettison these, and this should, hopefully, knock on wood, maybe make it home. I'm not sure. Okay, now we need to move to the other stages. So let's put another decoupler there, and I'm gonna try this. I don't know how, I'm not confident as to how well this is actually gonna go, but I'm gonna try this in a minimalist mindset here. So if this can get us back home, in theory, this should be able to get us there. That's my thought process behind that. Oh, and landing legs. We need to put landing legs over here. We'll put them like that. That should be good enough. Okay. Save that out. Alright. So now... Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I am going to put a bigger fuel tank on this one for one reason only. And that is if we manage, because this is like a flat bottom here, if we actually manage to do good enough on our fuel, we may be able to just land with this and not actually have to go into this section type of thing. I'm hoping. So in essence, what I'm giving up here is speed for fuel efficiency, is I guess what I'm going. Instead of using one of the giant rockets, we're trying to use these to get us through the atmosphere, and then, you know, the little ones that will burn and get us there eventually. Jettison, and then let's move. Let's move these into its own and pull these down, maybe. Yeah, that should work. Okay. Now... Actually, truth be told, I should probably trim these down if I really want to be fuel efficient to, like, 2. I don't know. I've never actually tried this before, of using these small of engines. Let's try it. We'll just do 2. See how that does for us. Because in theory, these should only be really being used when you're not in the atmosphere. Okay, now we gotta do the last stage for this one. Actually, let's bring these over here. And then that way we'll put the other jet engines on this side here. And we'll have a bit more room to work with. Is that on the gravel? Yeah, okay. And we'll do this. That could be problematic. Ooh, can I put them over here on the coupler? I don't know how that would work, but it says it's working, so I guess we'll go with it. I think that'll work. So we're gonna fire these two. Let's give these their own staging, and then these will fire. This will disconnect. We'll go into these in case we run out before we're in the atmosphere. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, are these the radials? Yes. Okay. I'm actually going to move these up here because when we get to Duna, we should just be able to pop the parachutes and be fine. Now, the last thing I want to make sure is to try and connect these. Whoops. Camera angle mishap. And that way they don't, like, flail all over the place. Let's put one down here, just in case. Alright. I guess it's as good a time as any to try it out, see how it does. Like I said, I'm just going off of what some people said, that, hey, this would be a more efficient, you could do it with a much smaller ship kind of idea. Not that I really know what I'm doing here. I'm sure I'm making some people pull their hair out going, what are you doing? That won't work. It looks a little different than the last one I tried to use, doesn't it? Alright, let's name this Pre-Duna Rescue Launch. And we'll see how this goes, I suppose. Turn that on. Is it too heavy? We're not going anywhere. I don't think we're going anywhere. Oh! Oh! We're moving. We are moving. Now the only problem I am thinking of is we're going to run out of air eventually with this atmosphere bar, so we've got to do... I'm going to try and kind of follow what I saw Scott do in his videos, which was kind of follow the prograde a bit more than waiting to do a gravity turn and all that. He kind of moves a bit more along with it, although it's off-center for some reason, I don't know why. Maybe I won't follow that. Let's just try and go 90 for a minute here and gain some altitude. Because I feel like we're falling. No, we're climbing. Our fuel's doing really good, actually. It's better than I expected. Probably should not have turned that early. Alright, let's go straight up more. Now my speed is decreasing for some reason, and I'm not really sure. Oh, intake air. Okay. You gotta point it. Okay. I'm getting the hang of this. Sort of, kind of, not really. Because we're not climbing at all. It's gotta, like, point the way you're... Okay, hold on a minute. I think I screwed this up. Oh, I could just reload it, I guess. I think I screwed it up because I turned, and then you have to be, like, heading whichever... Like, how do I explain this? You have to, like, be going forward with the momentum so that the intakes are pulling in air, I think. And I was kind of leaning to the side, going sideways, but then when I tried to turn back, you cut off the airflow because the ship's actually moving sideways. I think that's where that was going. Oh geez, what is happening here? Alright, woo. Oh, I don't have SAS on. That could be part of the problem. See, because I'm going straight up, our intake's fine, but if I were to turn and go to a direction for a little bit and then try and turn back, it ends up being weird. Okay. not doing horrible. It's not, you know, the flaming ball of death that I was kind of expecting to happen, and we're not immediately running out of gas, so... I'm kind of curious, because this was a cheap ship, to be honest. It was, what, like 40,000 instead of 180, the last one, so if we can make this work, it'd be pretty awesome. We are getting thinner air, though, which strikes me as not being good. Because the thinner the air gets, the slower we're going to end up going. Now, the thing I do have to pay attention to is I'm so used to watching this, but I need to actually pay more attention to my altimeter this time. Because we can keep the constant speed. We can stay at a certain rate and not worry about it as long as we're climbing. That's the important part. So yeah, this is actually not doing horribly. The problem that I'm not sure how to do is how to basically get it to where we're climbing and gonna get into the atmosphere kind of thing. I need to pick up a lot more speed. Oh, now we're picking up speed. Hope that doesn't mean we're falling. The intake's not getting too much air though this way. Maybe if I can turn it over more. See, the only thing is I don't feel like I'm high enough to start turning yet. It kind of makes me feel like we're descending. So, I don't know if this will actually work or not, but I think I'm going to chalk this up more to lack of piloting skill than whether or not this design will actually work. I kind of have a feeling that somebody out there could make this work. It's just not me at the moment. Can I get back up? Can I climb? Nope, I'm still falling. I think it's because the intakes have run out of air. So yeah, I think we're out of time for this episode, but let me know what you guys think on this design, whether or not it would actually work, and I'm just flying it wrong, and all that kind of stuff. And, so yeah, let me know what you guys think, and I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, and I will see you all next time, where hopefully we can finally get to Duna on a minimal budget and rescue our guy. So I'll see you all later. Peace!